Welcome back to the Selling with Lori show. Today's episode is packed with valuable insights on the top 5 things homeowners must know in today's new market in real estate. From industry shifts to smart selling strategies, I'll break it down to help you stay ahead. And that is not all. We're also taking a detour to experience one of Pasadena's hottest dining spots, Pez, and sitting down with its talented owner and chef, Bret Thompson. Pez is making waves in the local culinary scene, blending bold flavors with a vibrant atmosphere that truly represents Pasadena's culture. We'll talk about his journey and what makes Pez special, and of course, get behind the scenes look at his incredible menu. So stick around, you do not want to miss this one. Before we dive in, just a quick note. This segment is for educational purposes only, not legal or financial advice. The real estate industry is evolving rapidly, especially in light of the NAR settlement, and new disclosures and policies are constantly changing. What I am sharing today is based on what I've seen happening in the market, what other professionals are talking about, and real trends that impact homeowners' everyday situations that are unique, which is why working with a professional rather than an amateur can save you time, money, and stress. So now, let's get into it. Number 1, the no more guesswork approach to home pricing. One of the biggest shifts I've noticed in today's market is how pricing is no longer about comps. It's about strategy. Sellers are using an outdated pricing tactics and finding themselves on the market longer, while those who understand today's buyers' psychology are closing deals faster and for more money. So, what's happening in the market? Properties that are priced too high are sitting, while those priced in the right psychological range are sparking bidding wars. Some markets are still experiencing multiple offer scenarios, but only for homes that are strategically priced and marketed well. And why does this matter for homeowners? Pricing it correctly from the start creates momentum and attracts more serious buyers. The longer the home sits, the lower the perceived value buyers start asking, what's wrong with it? Using pricing psychology, i.e. listing it at $998,000 instead of $1 million, can tap into a buyer search's behavior and create urgency. Number 2, first impressions have gone digital. Are you ready? One of the biggest things I've seen is how much weight a home online presence carries buyers today. And they are swiping through listings like they are scrolling on Instagram. And if your home doesn't make them stop that scroll and take a closer look, you've already lost them. So what's happening in the market? Over 90% of buyers start their home search online, and homes with high quality photography and videos are selling significantly faster. Homes with professional video and neighborhood tours and drone shots are outperforming those with just photos. Listings with short form video content on platforms like Instagram or TikTok are getting traction even before they hit the MLS under the coming soon status on a property. So you may be thinking, why does this matter to homeowners? A home with strong visuals and marketing creates emotional engagement and attracts more buyers. More exposure equals higher demand, more offers, and potentially better terms. Homes that look amazing online generate a higher person traffic, leading to stronger offers. And here's a pro tip. I've seen homes get multiple offers within days simply because their listing photos and videos made a buyer feel like they had to see it in person immediately. Number 3, think like an Airbnb host, not just a seller. A trend that I've noticed that is becoming successful with sellers is that they're approaching their home sale like an experience, not just a transaction buyers are looking for. Buyers are looking for a move-in ready feel, and sellers, they want to create that wow factor and getting them to top dollar. So what's happening in the market there? Buyers today want homes that feel curated and moved in ready, and they don't want to just imagine the space they could just simply be in. They want to feel it immediately. Even small changes like modern light fixtures, neutral paint, and strategic staging, or even virtual staging if the home is vacant, are making a huge difference in sales price. And homes that evoke emotion, think warm light, stylish decor, or fresh scents, are selling faster than homes with good bones but no personality. So you may be asking yourself, why does this matter for homeowners? Move-in ready homes sell faster at a premium. A well-staged, well-lit home creates this instant connection for buyers, and which makes them feel more likely to act quickly. Small investments like lighting and decluttering can yield thousands in return. Number 4, buyers are bringing in their own inspectors. Be one step ahead. Surprise repairs can kill a deal faster than you can say pending sale. But instead of waiting for the buyer to uncover the issues, smart sellers are flipping the script. And why does this matter for homeowners? Buyers today are more cautious than ever. They're bringing their own inspectors, and they're not just checking in with just the basics. Some are hiring specialists to look at the foundation, mold, and even electrical system. The last thing you want is a deal falling apart because of something preventable. Now, how does this benefit you as a seller? A pre-listing inspection puts you in control. Instead of being blindsided, you can fix minor issues ahead of time or price your home accordingly. It builds that trust with buyers. Transparency is everything in this market. If you can show a clean pre-inspection report, buyers will feel more confident making an offer. And number 5, clear cooperation policy, what every seller must know. One of the most important things that I've seen many homeowners not be educated on is the clear cooperation policy and how it impacts the way homes are marketed and sold. So what is happening in the market today? The clear cooperation policy requires that once a property is marketed publicly, even on social media, it must be listed on the MLS within 1 business day. This means no more private or coming soon listings that are advertised to the public without being accessible to all buyers. Some sellers have missed out on maximizing exposure because they don't understand these rules before listing their home. So why does this matter for homeowners? Well, it's going to ensure that your home is listed correctly and marketed legally, helping you avoid potential fines and restrictions. More exposure equals more offers. The MLS gives all buyers a fair chance to compete, leading to better results for the sellers. Working with a knowledgeable agent means you're protected and compliant with these evolving industry changes. Now, let's switch gears and talk about something that truly makes Pasadena special, our local businesses. I'm here with an incredible guest, Chef Bret Thompson, the owner of Pez, and one of Pasadena's most exciting culinary destinations in town. So Bret, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me here.
Of course. So you have this amazing background in the culinary world. Can you share a bit about your journey and what inspired you to open Pez?
Sure. Coming from not coming from a background of like parents who really were great like chefs, I just sort of shared an interest in cooking and cooked a lot at home. Was launched into working with some great chefs throughout the world, from San Francisco to France to Spain to Hawaii, and in Los Angeles. And I ended up working for a group called the Patina Group, and Joachim and Christine Splichal, who I spent about 11 years with, kind of like the formidable part of my career with them. And they sent me to Europe to work with different chefs in 3-star Michelin restaurants in Paris and Solieu and Biarritz and San Sebastian, Spain. And so it was an amazing journey, kind of getting to where that's the sort of summarized version. But yeah.
Yeah, it sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Wow, international and learning out there. That's wonderful. And so you bring that inspiration into your food dishes?
So yes, one place I didn't mention, I sort of took a detour when I was living in France. I got a call from my boss asking me if I could move to Beirut, Lebanon, of all places.
Oh.
Yeah, to help one of his investors open a couple of restaurants. So I sort of took a U-turn and moved to Beirut. And I spent, I ended up leaving my boss and partnering with this lady and spending the next like 10 years on and off going back and forth to Beirut and teaching our team like how to do California French food there, and in turn I learned a lot about Lebanese food, Arab food, and so you'll see a lot of that influence in the food we do here in Pasadena.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah.
And so Pez has such a unique atmosphere and menu, given what you just said. So so that was your inspiration then from the concept, was going from Lebanon, right, to put that inspirational.
Yeah, I spent a good amount of time. I was living in Burgundy, France, for example, where there the food is like it's all about escargot and amazing wines and amazing beef and wild harvested mushrooms. And to Spain, I was living in Spain, and at that time there it was like the time where Spain, especially Basque Country, was going through this molecular gastronomy sort of like a point of culinary arts. And so it's really just kind of a combination of all that, and I just kind of picked up a little bit from different chefs when I was over there, and and not only that, but working with different chefs. I mean, even working with like say, my wife is from Mexico, and from Guanajuato, and we go to Mexico a lot, and I love Mexican food, so I'll kind of like just bring in little things that I learn when we travel, or a prep cook will make an amazing salsa, and I'll say, oh my gosh, like we gotta like introduce that somewhere into our menu. So my inspiration when it comes to food really comes from so many different things, whatever just sort of like kind of hooks me in,
Yeah. That's great. And for someone visiting Pez for the first time, what is the dish that you must absolutely have?
So we have 2 locations. We have one in downtown Los Angeles, and our newest one's in Pasadena. The one in Pasadena focuses on seasonal, global seafood cuisine, plus other dishes as well. But that said, I would say the first thing that comes to mind is the whole fried fish. I love a whole fried fish. We usually have like 3 or 4 different types on a daily basis. Anything from like branzino to vermilion rock cod to sea bream. We have black cod today, which is amazing. So that comes out just like whole fried, crispy from head to tail, and it has like a piccata sauce, and like it's just amazing. It's fun because we really encourage family style dining. So it's fun for people to kind of share that. But like that's a great dish. We cook. I kind of cook in a way like I like to eat, and it's generally very, very vibrant, bold. If we're going to use chili, it's going to be spicy. I like to use like a lot of like lemon and herbs and olive oil, so it tends to be kind of healthy as well. It's not a lot of like overly heavy, cloying butter, like, or cream drenched sauces. You know, it's a very, very bright cuisine. So, you know, like a beet salad, for example, is another like go-to. We love beets, hazelnuts, burrata, and sorrel, which is like this like really great kind of lemony lettuce. So that's always on the menu. Yeah, so those are a couple of two, but it's hard to choose my favorites, but those are two of the top ones, I'd say.
Pasadena is a city rich in history and culture. How does Pez fit in to, and how does it contribute to the local food scene? Because you're located in Old Town Pasadena,
Yeah, yeah,
and there's lots of, restaurants down there.
right.
So,
I think there's more restaurants in Old Pasadena or Pasadena in general, like per capita than like
yeah.
anywhere. It's crazy. So we live in San Gabriel. We're local here, so it's like kind of like Pasadena's always been our backyard, which is great. So we love having a restaurant there. The building we're in was built in 1896. So it's really like one of those great historical buildings you have there. Actually, matter of fact, like in 1903 it was a YMCA, and it turned into like a dry goods store. So it has a lot of history to it. So it's fun. It's beautiful when you walk in. Just just the brick and the glass, and it's very nice. Um, but I feel like we are on a corner there that's sort of surrounded by. We have great neighbors. We have Bone Kettle and Osawa. We have Blind Donkey and Union and Pearl. So it's loving my other neighbors in Pasadena. Like I love everybody in Green as well. But I feel like we're sort of the true restaurant row in Pasadena, in Old Pasadena. And so I feel like, I mean, it's our responsibility as the anchor, because we're on the corner there,
Yeah.
to really come strong with what we're doing there. So we have a responsibility to do that, and from our bar to our service, to our food, I think we've been doing a pretty good job. We've been open for a year so far, so we have a long way to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So, what would the sense of, because you mentioned your food has a lot of vibrancy
Yeah.
in it with the flavors, and so is that also the decor inside of Pez, just that old school with new school, given the building being 1896?
96. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The atmosphere?
Yeah, so we took a very, very dark and dreary space from the past tenant, and we totally like flipped it around. So if you walk in there now, like people will say, "Oh my gosh, it feels like Casablanca. It feels like Morocco. It feels like Havana, Cuba. It feels like Tulum." It's no matter what, it's like very, very bright. Lots of indoor landscape. We've got just a beautiful space. It's square, and we were able to like two of the walls are the glass windows looking out to the street, and then we've got this brick wall. I think it's original, and then the other side we actually put in like an exhibition kitchen.
Ooh,
So it's an open kitchen, and behind that,
I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I love being able to see,
Yeah, people
who's working
guests
on
love
my
that. Yeah.
food.
Yeah, and the great thing about it is that so we turned, it used to be a private dining room, so we turned it into, we call it a fish bowl. And so basically, if you look behind the glass, you see people cooking and kind of making the ceviches and that kind of stuff. But we've also got a big like ice sort of shelf. We've got like whole fish and oysters and
Okay.
all kinds of good stuff back there. So like I can't tell you how many like kids will walk up and put their hands all over the glass and smear it, and and adults come up and they look at everything. It's just very, very. I think people want some sort of entertainment more than just food when they come.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful, like just to see all the fresh seafood. And behind the cooks, we've also got a display of an open glass refrigerator with dry aged seafood. So we dry age. I know it sounds kind of a new concept, but it's actually very, very old concept. But we dry age, a lot of different things, but mainly kingfish and trout and salmon. And the concept being basically just the same like when you do steaks. You dry out the meat, the flavors concentrate, you remove some of the liquid at a very, very cold, dry temperature, and the flavors just get condensed and get delicious.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of one of the things we do there as well.
Are there any new dishes, events, or collaborations coming up that the viewers should keep in mind that they should be looking out for? Because we're
Absolutely.
coming to spring and then summer.
Yeah, I was just at the Santa Monica Farmers Market the other day, the big one on Wednesdays, and oh my gosh, it's like just like booming with colors and flowering broccolini, and I mean, there's so much going on. So we are very seasonal. We keep the menu kind of the all-stars. The smoked ribs, for example, are always there. The whole fried fish is always there. It's ever changing, and also with our bar too, we keep it also very seasonal. Like we're doing this really great avocado-based cocktail like margarita. It's got avocado and pineapple and lime and tequila. That's just so incredible.
Well, it sounds healthy and delicious
yeah,
for a drink.
delicious. Exactly, that's the point.
Yes.
That's why people order 2 or 3.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of standout experiences, I want to highlight one of Pasadena's hottest restaurants, Pez. Now, let's take a closer look inside with exclusive footage from Everything Pasadena Media. And if you're in town, you'll absolutely need to check out Pez. Great food, amazing atmosphere, and a true community gem. And for those of you thinking about buying or selling a home in today's changing market, remember, knowledge is power. And remember, you can always visit sellingwithlori.com for more information, or you can even submit a topic you would like one of our experts to dive into. So thanks for tuning in to Selling with Lori's show, and until next time, bye.